Hello, brothers and sisters in the light. It's a beautiful early winter day. I'm saying early winter because the winter equinox hasn't gotten to us yet. Anyways, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm gonna be doing a walkthrough and review of the Earth Magic Oracle cards today, which I just received a few days ago, and I really felt myself um, connected in wanting to share, uh, my insight or what I felt about this deck. And I hope that somebody comes across it and decides to get it because I think it would be a great add to your collection. I've only been reading tarot and oracle cards, maybe about 3.5 years or so, off and on. I've been in my own spiritual journey, my own tarot journey here and there. Um, well, welcome to my channel, and let's get this started. First, I'm gonna be cleansing off the area with some eucalyptus leaves. If you want to skip through this, you can. I just learned recently because the first time I used this deck, I didn't have any sage or I didn't have any basil, to burn to cleanse the space or any holy water. So I'm like, okay, I got this bag and I thought it was basil and I'm looking at it and it was eucalyptus. And it was until later that I burned some eucalyptus that I learned that the Aboriginal people of Australia actually burn eucalyptus for different spiritual ceremonies. And it actually protects from evil spirits that might be around. So, this is just the way that I do it. Smells so earthy. Let's set this aside for later. Let's get it a little bit more burnt. We ask that nothing but light envelops the space and guidance. Okay. But first of all, I really like the box. It's a Smooth box, a very sturdy box. It's this really cute coral color, pink, that I really like. This is the booklet. It's Earth Magic Oracle Cards by Stephen D. Farmer. I don't know much about Mr. Farmer. I do know he has a PhD in several metaphysical fields, I believe. Soul healer, shamanic practitioner, ordained minister. The book is pretty thick. It's kind of a small print. The only thing that I did not like, from this lighting you can read the letters, but I really wish that it would have been like a darker darker lettering, so it'd be easier to read when maybe you're like don't have as good lighting. Sometimes people like to do readings at night and by candlelight. So, but it has some really interesting descriptions. Of course, if you're an intuitive reader like I, you just go for what your intuition is saying, but it's always good to look at what the author is trying to portray to the card so you can get more messages and more meaning through it. I love this card, by the way. You'll be seeing that soon. So this is the back of the card, which is the Tree of Life. Deep roots, guys. Deep roots. Okay. Autumnal equinox release. Just look at those colors. Everything about this card is just so grounding. It's like it hits you right where you need it. I think this deck has such a strong energy, lining, power. This reminds me of the tower card within the regular traditional tarot. We have Gaia, nurturing. We have wolf, instinct. Just look at that. How beautiful is that? Kind of transports you to that place. Mountain, strength. Strength of 100 mountains. And we have waterfall, effortless. Effortless flow, effortless water. Effortless in being. Such peace. Ancestors. The root of all of us. The legacy of ages. See all of these hands? Hand down. Hands down. Ancestor. Generations. Fairies. Earth magic. Look at how translucent those wings are. And the flower. Those colors are just the light and the dark. As if hidden like in some deep, deep forest. Well, of course, I mean, they are fairies, the fae people. Summer solstice, radiance. Desert, vision quest. Need to go on one of those. Ocean, ebb and flow. This makes you want a vacation, really. I like to use these cards whenever I just want to pull something that grounds me into the earth. Or they kind of place me into the elements or transports me. They have a very calming but strong effect on you. I like to use them for daily readings. Fog, veiled. Love, compassion. Give me all your love and compassion. Crystals. We all love crystals. Wow, can you imagine walking into an amethyst mine like that? Focus. Yes, it will take all of your focus. Clouds, shape-shifting. You know, I never really thought of clouds as being anointed as shape-shifters, but I mean, they really are. Who hasn't laid on the ground and looked at the clouds as they changed shapes from bunnies to dragons? Dream time. Dream. Dream, dream, dream. So I hope my singing doesn't annoy you. Creation. It is true, when we're in our dream state, I believe it's one of the times when we're our most creative. I've actually woken up from dreams and written poems. I've drawn things that I've seen within my dreams. Sorry about my nails. I was working outside on my garden. Music, harmony. Dragonfly, emerge. Emerge from the depths of your soul. It takes 4 years, the booklet says, for a dragonfly egg to become that beautiful creature that it is and gestate down the river all those years. Lotus Flower. This is probably one of my favorite cards here. Of course, you know, the lotus and Many Asian cultures, it's deemed the flower of enlightenment because it pushes through the mud it pushes through the mud and it comes through the mud in order to rise up and become that beauty that it is. No, it has been unfoldment. Winter solstice reflection. This card on its own makes me just want to sit here and reflect. Ceremony. Invocation. Shout out to all of my curanderas, my healers, my medicine women out there. My different practicing spiritual people, witches, pagans, mambos, santeria, dance, celebration. When was the last time you danced? The card makes me think of freedom, ego, communion. Such a strange card. So mysterious. Meadow, burnability. Iceberg, submerge. What is hidden under the water, maybe one day will come to the light. Forest, breath. The little flowers at the bottom. Fire, passion. I actually like the cardstock. Very thick, shiny. Well, breath. Cave, sanctuary. Rain, purification. Oh. Milky Way, perspective. Tsunami, wake up call. That is definitely a huge wake up call, I would say. I don't never when I received that wake up call. Tree, grounding. Wind, activation. Synergy. All parts working together, Spring, which is actually the front of the deck. It's the front illustration. Spring equinox, which is a depiction of Oshtar, Easter. However you pronounce that, the goddess, olden goddess of spring and fertility. Childhood, innocence. New moon, promise. I promise to be there when you think. Stillness, lake. Telling you this cards transport you. Rainbow blessings. Rainbows always remind me about forgiveness. To the story of Genesis after the flood. Island, solitude. Look how deep this card is. Dawn, new beginning. The rays of the sun will always break through. Stone people, vigilance. Old, ancient monoliths. Shaman, ancient healing wisdom. When I first looked at this card, I felt such a strong reaction to it. First of all, because it looks like my grandfather. It looks like my great grandfather. It's like I'm looking at the face of my grandfather. I'm actually originally from a small village in Mexico. And if you don't know the history of Mexico, which, you know, it's really interesting. Our people were native people, indigenous people to the America, dating back to pre-Columbian times before Columbus, discovered the American continents. And even though we were colonized and Christianity was brought into, our societies and mixed, making the mestizo culture, a lot of our old teachings, our medicine teachings, or curandero teachings, the healing of with plants, and our spiritualism has still remained there through the ages. DNA, karma. Very striking card. The red, it just jumps at you. Volcano. Darling, you've exploded. Oh, look at the face in the volcano. Volatility. Full moon, completion. This really reminds me of Japanese art. See the tree? Screams to me of like Japanese art. River. Oh, and down by the river. Seems that if it flows, right? And this is the last card of the Earth Magic Oracle deck. I hope all of you enjoyed it. I hope everyone has good holidays. I hope you come back to my channel. I'll be posting more pick-a cards pretty soon. I'm trying to think of good pick-a cards. Something that makes the juices flow. Sanctuary. So since this one wanted to come out, I'll give it a general reading for everyone watching this. Sanctuary. It's time to get back into your precious space. Start from the beginning with the basics that you have. Forget about what's going on outside right now. All the information, all the distractions. Find your sanctuary and use the tools and the talents that you have to understand yourself and your creativity better. Thank you. Bon voyage!